So All-Star Weekend just wrapped up, and I kind of want to recap everything that happened during this weekend. There was some good and a lot of bad that I want to discuss in this video, and I think it's only right we go in chronological order, so I want to start with the Celebrity All-Star Game. So I'm not gonna lie, the Celebrity All-Star Game is never really that interesting. I mean, of course it's cool when some people that you know are actually in the event. I will say, comparing this roster to last year's, I do think there was an improvement. However, it's the Celebrity All-Star Game. It's never really that big of a deal. Really, all it is a bunch of people just playing basketball, and then you have like one guy that decides to go off. And in this case, it was Micah Parsons, who had 37. Not gonna lie, that is probably the most impressive thing a Dallas Cowboys player has done since the 1990s. And I'm saying this as a Cowboys fan. I hate it here. Also, shout out to T-Jazz and Kai Cenat, two YouTubers who got invited to the event. I think it is super cool that they're finally allowing more YouTubers to be into the event, and I don't know, one day I would love to be in it. Not gonna lie, it sucks though that I got snubbed for the third year in a row. All jokes aside, we gotta go into All-Star Saturday because this is where the most stuff happened. So let's start with the skills challenge. I feel like a lot of people have had a problem with the skills challenge. Last year, I was the same way. I was like, oh, why did they ruin this challenge? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at it being in a team format. Like, honestly, I don't mind the team format. I think it is super cool. I do think maybe the creativity could get a little bit better, but overall, I don't mind it per se. So the three teams they had were the Pacers, which was 3 players from the Pacers. They had the first picks, which I believe was Victor Wembanyama, Paulo Banchero. Oh, and of course, Anthony Edwards, which, by the way, this guy said he was going to shoot with his left hand. This man actually committed to the bit, which I thought was fucking hilarious, by the way. You also had the All-Stars, which was probably the most funniest put together team you could have possibly done. Like, shout out to Scotty Barnes, bro. This dude is one of the funniest players in the league. I know a lot of people like to make jokes about him, but this dude is genuinely a funny guy. Like, this dude really did a backwards half-court shot for one of his attempts, bro. It's hilarious. Anyways, the Pacers would go on to win the skills challenge, which I was not surprised by. I don't know, I feel like it's a pretty common occurrence for the home team to usually win. Not saying it's rigged, I'm just saying they probably have a reason to want to win. I mean, they're in front of their home court, of course they want to win. Now, the 3-point contest is just the 3-point contest. I mean, sometimes we get years where it's really entertaining and we have like this crazy duel, and I think this year was definitely a part of that. I mean, I think in the first round, we had 4 people who had 26 points. It was like a 4-way tie. In the end, Damian Lillard would end up winning the 3-point contest, being a back-to-back winner. I'm not gonna lie, when he won this, I was kind of sweating a little bit because if you guys remember my last video, which I literally uploaded like, what, 2 days ago, it was about Damian Lillard struggling, him being trash, him going through stuff. And it turns out that Damian Lillard might have watched my video, not only because he won the 3-point contest, but for another reason I'm gonna talk about later. By the way, the fact that people are gonna take it seriously that I said he watched my video is fucking a shame, man. I know some of y'all are already commenting like, oh, he didn't actually watch your video, stop. And you're like, shut the fuck up, man. But yeah, seeing Damian Lillard go back to back, I thought that was pretty cool. The 3-point contest I personally always like because it's just cool to see some of the best shooters in the league go at it. But again, there's not really much I can talk about when it comes to the 3-point contest because the following 3-point contests might have been better than just about every event of Saturday. If you guys remember, Stephen Curry and Sabrina Ionescu were taking part in a 3-point contest, and I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. So Sabrina ended up going first and had 26 points, which by the way was the most points that any guy in the contest had scored up to that point. I don't care what anyone says. She shot from the NBA 3-point line. She had a challenge that a lot of people thought she was gonna crumble in. And 26 points, regardless of who it is, that is still an impressive thing to do. Now, it's just unfortunate that Steph Curry proceeded to score 29 points, and this man is obviously the greatest shooter of all time. I do wish the NBA would bring this back, maybe have either WNBA on WNBA or maybe have another NBA player take on another WNBA player. I know Caitlin Clark is someone that people want to see, so maybe have her involved. I think it would be cool. But for the NBA trying this event out, I definitely think it was a success. Now, after that was probably the worst event of the night, which was the dunk contest. And I don't know where to begin. But first, if you boys are enjoying the video, make sure y'all leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm not gonna lie, our last video was a 1 out of 10. That shit's at like 40,000 views right now, which I thought was a great way to go into the All-Star break. So genuinely, I appreciate you if you saw that video. Also, by the way, we're about to hit 21,000 subscribers. So if this video gets me to 21,000 subscribers, me and one of my friends will recreate the What's Napolis 10 21 video. I don't know why I'm putting that challenge up, but okay, let's hit 21,000 today. Anyways, boys, let's get back to the video. Okay, so the thing about the dunk contest is this might have been the worst event of the entire weekend, and I think it's consistently been the worst event of the entire weekend for the past couple years. I think there's two sides to it. I think number one, there have been so many dunks that have been done before, so it's like, oh, we've already seen that, we've already seen that. I mean, the dunk contest, it's been going on for what, like 20, 30, 40 years? Like, of course, there's not a million dunks in the world you can do. But then again, I saw Mac McClung do the shit he did last year and this year, and I'm like, huh, maybe there is hope. But even after that, people are still like, yo, this shit sucks. I remember during the event, actually, people were booing, which I thought was kind of crazy. Granted, I think part of that was because of the judges, because the judges were fucking terrible. Like, it seemed like they wanted Jaylen Brown to win, which I understand. And you know what? I'm actually going to give props to Jaylen Brown. I know a lot of people are shitting on him right now because he had arguably one of the worst performances, and I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But at the same time, I do think it's cool that an NBA All-Star caliber player actually participated in the dunk contest. Someone that is a great player in our league actually said, you know what, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try. And did he do good? Absolutely not, but he gave it his all, so shout out to him. A lot of players, a lot of all-stars won't participate in this event, and I don't know why. Like, are you scared you're going to lose? Like, when I saw the list, I thought it was so cool that he was on it. I'm like, oh shit, this is an actual all-star caliber player. Now, I know a lot of people are trying to figure out, oh, how do we fix the dunk contest? Bro, it is the simplest thing in the world. Shelve the dunk contest for like 5 to 10 years and bring it back, and then eventually people will see the hype around it in 5 to 10 years. I mean, the NBA has done this before, and I remember when it came back from hiatus, it was the 2000s dunk contest, and Vince Carter had one of the greatest, if not the greatest, dunk contest performance we'd ever seen. And you might be saying, oh, what do you replace it with? I don't know, a 1v1 contest, a horse contest? Shit, maybe we have another 3-point contest, but it's like some of the worst shooters, or even bring back an old event like the Shooting Stars event. That is my favorite event in All-Star history, but it's just something about the dunk contest, man. I just don't think they should bring it back. Now, that was it for All-Star Saturday. Let's talk about the actual All-Star game itself on Sunday. I know every single year people like to talk about it's not competitive, they got to do something to fix this. And I think in 2020 they implemented the charity rule, and they had the Kobe Bryant rule where you have to get like 24 points in the fourth quarter, and I think that was competitive only in 2020 though, because it was for Kobe. Like, everybody wanted to win that award, everyone wanted to go off for Kobe Bryant. But after that, it seems like people really don't care, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not surprised. Like, of course, they don't want to get injured during something that is called the All-Star break. Like, yes, it is a shoot-around, basically. It's a glorified shoot-around with cool dunks every now and then, which, honestly, I think that's okay, because I don't want to see my favorite player get hurt when we're trying to make a playoff run. In the end, the Eastern Conference would win, having over 200 points, and Damian Lillard would win All-Star Game MVP, which is why I made the joke earlier that I think he saw my video, because people were saying, oh, he's trash, he's having some bad games. I do hope for Damian Lillard's sake that now this man starts to do well, and it's like momentum going into the actual season. But overall, if I'm talking about All-Star Weekend and I had to rate it, I do think it was like a 4 out of 10 at best. But I mean, All-Star Weekend at the end of the day is nothing but just like a small spring break. And I'm not talking college spring break, I'm talking like middle school spring break where you're not even off for like a week. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it does suck that I got snubbed from the Celebrity All-Star Game for the 3rd year in a row. Shit, I don't know, maybe next year's the year. Yeah, probably not. But shit, I know I'd score more points than Kai Cenat.